Good evening, students, and welcome to today's class in computer science. Our topic for today's computer system software. Please note that this session is being recorded for absent students. And in our last class, we talked about computer hardware, and we focused on output devices, where we talked about the printer, the monitor, the speaker. Now, these are devices that actually produces the results we need. They display the information that are required by the user. So today we'll be looking at system software. Now, at the end of this class, we know what the software is. We know the types of software, an example of system software, which is also a type of software. Meaning of software. What is software? Software is instruction that tells the computer what to do. It's a set of instruction that tells what the computer to do. It controls all computer operation. Our example, we have WhatsApp, Facebook, camera, games, etc. So in a nutshell, software are those application that is being executed on your phone to tell the computer what to do. So for example, now your WhatsApp, now when you click on your WhatsApp, it tells the computer that, okay, I want to open this application. On your WhatsApp, there are different things you can do. When you start typing, you're actually giving instruction to the computer at that moment using that WhatsApp. When you make video call, the computer knows that, okay, you want to, because you can actually hold your smartphone doing nothing. At that point, this computer will not do anything, so it waits for you to give it instruction. When you carry your calculator, you add 1 plus 1, you're actually giving instruction to the computer, because hopefully you are aware that every program on your system is being programmed. It's being instructed on how to perform its operation. So for example, a calculator that has been programmed that if I type 1 plus 1 and I click equals 2, it should just add the two numbers that have been given to give you the answer. So that is how every application works. So basically, your software are your applications that are installed on your phone or your laptop. Now we have types of software. We have the system software and the application software. Let's look at the definition. What is system software? Your system software controls and manages all hardware parts. The function is, number one, it starts the computer, it controls devices, and it helps apps run. So basically, your system software are the software that interact with your hardware. And one of the examples of your system software is your operating system, your OS. It's actually the first stage. If you boot up your system, let's say you start your system on your phone, you will notice there's this dangling image that is just jumping up and down, dancing and performing some animation before it starts. So you know that at that point you can't actually do anything. Why? Because it is not meant for you. It's meant for the components to interact with, the device to interact with. It tries to just wake every component that is still asleep, that is yet to wake, so that it will start execution. So that's why I say it starts off the computer, because if you notice, when you start your system or you start your phone, you notice that at that point you cannot actually do anything. You wait for it to finish booting. Then controlling devices too, it wakes, just like I said, it checks the configuration, checks if everything is set, and before it will now finish the execution and present a page that you can interact with. Then we have application software. Now after this, the booting, it presents a page where you log in probably you enter your password if the phone is passworded. Then after that, it will display the application that are installed on your computer. So basically, those software now, those applications, they are the application that are used by the client, by you. So that's why I have application software as used for specific tasks. So basically, they are just used by the client to perform one or two tasks. For example, your WhatsApp, your camera is used for you to actually snap your picture. Your social media application for you to chat, interact. Your calculator is used for you to perform your calculation and the things and other things on your phone. Your MS Word, that is Microsoft Word, is used for typing. Your Chrome, your browsers, we have Opera Mini, we have Firefox, and different browsers. So all those application software are stored for you to use to interact with. Why the system software are not meant for you to interact with? That's the difference between system software and application software. The system interact with the hardware, while the application software interact with the user. It helps you to interact with your device. Then we have the types of system software. We have the operating system, just like I stated earlier. It's actually the importance and the core of your software, of all the software, because without the operating system, your system will not start up, it will not boot. That's like I said, when you're on your phone or system, you will notice one animation, something like that, dancing and waiting for, you show Dell, you show Windows 7, BIOS, and things like that. So basically, that's your operating system at work. So it's actually a very important software on your system. Then we have another type, we have the translator, we have the utility program. So let's see their definition. So what is the operating system? It is the most important system software, just like I stated earlier. And the example, we have GUI OS. OS is operating system. GUI stands for graphical user interface. So it actually helps you to interact with the system easily because of the features there. Actually helps you to interact well. Unlike the CLI, the CLI is a command line interface. That is OS. OS is for operating system. So basically, there is a difference between the two. GUI is easier to interact with the system, while the CLI is actually hard, because you have to be typing code. If you want to open a folder, you have to type. But with GUI, you can just right click, you see option, then you just do what you want to do. So example of GUI is Windows. We have Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11. We have the Mac OS, the Android. Android is an operating system. We have iOS. Then for the CLI, we have MS-DOS, Microsoft DOS, Unix, CLI. So for more understanding, you can actually Google it out and see the image of the difference between GUI and CLI. You see the difference between the two. So I'll just give you as an assignment, just go and make a research, the difference between GUI and CLI, and go to the image tab to see the difference. Then we have the functions of the OS. What is the function of the OS? Like I said, it controls the hardware, which I stated earlier, controls the interaction between the software, the hardware, and the software. So it controls the hardware, it runs the program, it ensures security, manages storage, allocates memory. So basically, these are things that are being done without your knowledge, because your own is just to sit down, and when the application software loads, you start using them. So at the back end, there are things that actually goes on. Yes, how these systems interact, the hardware interact with the software, how they manage storage and things like that, how they allocate storage to a particular program. If your memory is too high, there's a way they can pause some other applications so that others will get if you close it, and things like that. So basically, that is the function of the operating system. Then we have translator, example of system software. Now, what is a translator? A translator converts human code to machine code. So what does that mean? Like before now, we all know that computer only understands zeros and one. So now, but if you notice, you've never typed 0 or 1 while using your phone or your system. So how does it work? It actually uses what they call a translator to convert. So for example, now, if you type your name, let's say Fatia, you type Fatia on your keyboard or in this thing, maybe MS Word, or on your phone, maybe you are chatting, you are typing message. Now you are seeing Fatia, or you are seeing your message, but the computer called translator that translates those messages to zeros and one, and those are the zeros and one that are stored on the memory. So if you write Fatia or if you write F, computer will convert it to binary. If you write 0, it will convert it to binary using the help of a translator. So that's what a translator do. And the type of translator we have is assembler, compiler, and interpreter. So these are the type of translator that are used to convert human readable language to machine language. Then we'll talk about example of translator. What are these type of translator? We have the GCC compiler, the Python interpreter, the Java compiler. Don't stress yourself about this for now, because it's for high level, for programmers. So that's why we have the career relevance, the people that actually is relevant to them. All these translators, the programmers those that program the application, those that develop the application. We have the developers and the AI engineers. So those are the people that actually is important in their field. So if you want to become a programmer, a developer, you have to understand these compilers and Python. Then we have the last one, which is the utility program. Now, what are utility program? They help maintain and protect computer. Those are those programs in your computer, like your antivirus, your disk cleanup, your backup tool, your file compression, your file manager, and the likes of them. So basically what they do is just to help to maintain your system, and they also have to protect it. And most times, most of these things are being done without your knowledge. You don't need to involve in the task while it's being running. Then we have the last so basically those are the types of system software. Now, career and real life importance. What are the importance of most of this software? Now, the truth is there is no device that actually performs on its own without a software. The hardware is actually useless or does not function without a software. For example, if there's no software on your ATM, you cannot operate it. If there's no software on your phone, you cannot operate it. If there's no, let's say you just format it and you don't install anything, and the manufacturer too does not install, if you just on it, it just show blank, nothing will come up, because even the operating system is also a software on its own. So basically everywhere you need software for all your devices to function. In the ATM, your phones need it to power on to come up, your ATM to need it to be operational, the hospital, they needed the businesses to carry out their transaction. Then, and also have virtually everywhere that has a machine or a device that operates, that stores information and produces it, needs a software. It's actually needed in cybersecurity, the IT support, computer engineering, and basically it's not also limited to just this, but virtually any field that uses computing, that use computer devices, they need software to operate with. Then in summary, we talked about software, and I said it's a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do. I know we are used to the part of computer that we can see but we cannot touch. Yes, but that is too, it's not, we need to go more advanced so that we can understand it. If I just use that definition, we'll not get the clear picture. Then we talked about the types, where we said we have the system software and the application software. The system software, we talked about the types. We talked about the operating system, which is the OS, the translators, the utilities of programs. Then the example, we mentioned Windows, which is the operating system. For the translator, we talk about the compilers. Then for the utility, we talk about the antivirus and other application. So with this, we've come to the end of today's class. This is our assignment. Please, let's try and attempt it. A link will be sent to us to submit our assignment, and please let's ensure we submit it before the next class. If there's any question in regards to today's class, please just drop down your questions. I will try as much as possible to attempt and answer your question. Now, the assignment, write 5 differences between system software and application software. Just 5 differences. It could be through the example, through the definition, whichever, but just state the 5 differences based on what you've understand and what I've taught so far. So like I said, if there's any question, just drop it in the platform. I'll try to answer it, and your assignment should be submitted. The link will be provided on the platform, so you submit it before the next class. Thank you, and see you in the next class.